Over Christmas break, I filmed with 4 awesome watches, guys. I think I got 4 really kick-ass reviews, filming with brands like IWC, Panerai, Grand Seiko. 2 of which I already put up, so if you haven't seen them, go ahead and check my backlog. We got the one today. Another one I'll be working on. It will be up soon, so make sure you hit the subscription button, hit the bell icon so you stay up to date. But out of all these watches I've seen, I was most excited to show you the one I have today. And this is the Grand Seiko Automatic Hi-Beat 36,000 SBGJ259 GMT out of the Grand Seiko Heritage Collection. I was so excited today because this watch has one of the most spectacular dials I have ever seen. We're gonna get all into this watch, but before we do, just a quick little video from today's sponsor, Royal Jewelers, who allowed me to capture this film. And a big thanks to them, because without them, I wouldn't have been able to shoot today's videos. So we'll be right back with the main video after this short message. Today's video was shot in collaboration with Royal Jewelers, located at 58 Main Street in Andover, Massachusetts, right next to my hometown. Royal Jewelers is not only one of the go-to places to buy a luxury watch in the state of Massachusetts, but pretty much the whole Northeast. They have absolutely everything you could want, from brands like Breitling, Panerai, Cartier, IWC, and also some powerhouse brands like Breguet. But they have something even if you don't want to break the bank, as they carry brands like Oris and Seiko. Royal Jewelers also has one of the largest and most widely varied collections of certified pre-owned watches that I've ever seen. I'm going to make sure to link all of their information in their website in the video description below. So make sure you guys check them out, even if you aren't in the area. So thanks again. Let's get into today's video. Before I had hands-on with Grand Seiko myself, other YouTubers or people in the watch community would talk about their finishing work, their detailing work, their Zaratsu polishing, their level of detail and craftsmanship. They would talk about the dials, and I'll admit it, I was a little skeptical because I haven't actually had it in hand. But as someone who owns Rolex, as someone who owns Omega, I'll just come out and say it. The Grand Seiko looks sharper than watches from those brands, at least when we're talking about similar price points. This watch is a United States special edition, and it's coming in right at $6,800. And for that price, honestly, you are getting a lot of bang for buck. I used to tell people that I think the Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41 millimeter, which I have the one with the green dial, is one of the best daily drivers you could have if you just wanted a one-watch collection. But this watch brings a lot to the table. This watch is powered by Grand Seiko's in-house caliber 9S86. So not only are we getting a true GMT movement with, of course, the date wheel, but you're also getting a Hi-Beat, a watch that runs at 36,000 vibrations per minute and looks absolutely amazing. People want to talk about the sweeping second hand on Grand Seiko's spring drive movements, and I'm a fan of the spring drive, but I've always been a mechanical guy at the end of the day, fully, and I definitely take this Hi-Beat myself over a spring drive. This movement delivers an accuracy rating of +5 to -3 seconds a day and has a power reserve of 55 hours, which is a little short compared to some of Grand Seiko's other movements. But again, that's because it's a Hi-Beat, and I think it's worth giving up those extra couple hours to get the Hi-Beat movement. The 37 jewel 9S86 isn't just technically impressive for this price, but it's finished extremely well by hand by Grand Seiko's watchmakers in Japan. And unlike the last Grand Seiko I had on the channel, the SBGM257, which is a sportier Grand Seiko automatic GMT, you can see the movement through the see-through case back on this model, which I think is definitely a plus. If you guys haven't seen that review, make sure you check it out, because if you like today's watch, I'm pretty sure you're going to like that watch as well. And this movement is finished to a very high degree, like Grand Seiko's bracelet work, like their dial work, like anything else. This watch is finished to a very high degree. And this watch, even more impressively, is hand finished. This is not the work of a machine. This is finished by hand by Grand Seiko's expert watchmakers in Japan. And just look at this movement, guys. This is something I definitely wouldn't get sick of looking at every single day. If you guys got this watch, I think being able to look at this amazing hand-finished movement is definitely a plus. But I do understand why Grand Seiko doesn't have see-through case backs on their sportier watches, and that's for the added water resistance. But with this watch, we are still getting 100 meters of water resistance, so you could take this watch swimming. Something that I consider absolutely mandatory if we are going to talk about a watch that would make a good one watch collection. The big highlight of this watch for me, and I think probably for you guys at home, is going to be this dial. It is a bamboo dial, or a urban bamboo dial, as Grand Seiko calls it. It's supposed to be reminiscent of a bamboo forest. I've been lucky enough to go to a bamboo forest myself, and I think they actually did a pretty good job of capturing what it feels like to be inside of a bamboo forest. Throwing around words like bamboo dial, snowflake, cherry blossom, that's all well and good, and I'm for it. But what does that mean in actuality? Well, green's my favorite color, and here we're getting a beautiful shade of green. It's actually a couple different shades of green on a striated dial that is very dynamic in appearance and gives off different hues of green in different lighting conditions. So what you have in effect is a dial that's constantly changing, as if you are looking through a bamboo forest. You're seeing kind of similar patterns, but they're always changing. The green shades are always kind of dancing around on dial when you move it on wrist. And it's just something amazing that I haven't seen replicated anywhere else. It's not exactly like a sunburst finish, but it kind of acts like one. All in all, the package you're getting, guys, it's amazing. And in combination with these very sharply finished hands and indices, I mean, they just stick out to an amazing degree. Very high legibility. They are so sharply finished, it literally looks like you could cut your finger on them. That high level of polishing, finishing work, sharpness, it doesn't end at the dial. It extends onto the case, onto the bracelet. As you can see, just insane level of finishing. I've heard some bad things in the past about Grand Seiko bracelets, but I love this bracelet. I love the way it looks, guys. A lot of it is brush. You have a little bit of polish on the center links that kind of probably give it a little bit of a dressier look. Again, this watch kind of toes that line between sports watch and dress watch. I kind of call, watches like this daily wearers, or what I would consider like a good one watch collection, do it all watch. And guys, let me know what you think of this watch. Let me know in the comments right now what you think of Grand Seiko, what you think of this watch, because I'm loving it. I would really like to pick a watch like this up, because again, you can do just about anything in it. The fact that it's a GMT, but it doesn't have a sports GMT style bezel, is definitely going to add to that versatility of this watch. And I like the color they chose for the GMT hand, because it's legible. You can immediately see it, but it's just another shade of green on that bamboo dial. I think if they picked a color other than green, it would have looked pretty poor, but definitely did a good job with that, guys. Grand Seiko. I really can't find too much about this watch that I don't like, but if I'm missing something, guys, let me know in the comments below, because I would like to hear about it. Yeah, look at that polishing, guys. It really is next level. I hope the video is capturing it well, but you got to see this watch in person, because like all of you guys, I've seen a fair share of Grand Seiko videos in the past, but I didn't truly appreciate what they offered until I seen it in person. You know, one critique I've heard about Grand Seiko from a couple of viewers of mine that own them is that they don't want to wear them because they're just so nicely finished. Even their sportier pieces like this, a watch that, while not completely a sports watch, definitely, you know, toes that line, is that they don't want to wear them because they're too pretty, that they don't want to beat them up. But you do have to wear your watches, guys. So let's go ahead and throw this watch on wrist and see how it looks, see how it feels. With a case diameter of 40 millimeters and a thickness of 14 millimeters, I think this watch is kind of right at a sweet spot of not being too big, not being too small. It's going to be definitely wearable for most people, and it looks amazing on wrist, guys. It feels amazing. All the complaints Grand Seiko has had about their bracelets, I think they did rectify a lot of those problems, guys. It feels buttery smooth. I did not check how many adjustment points this bracelet had, so that could be an issue. If you guys know the answer, please let me know if it has a quick adjust like the Rolex Easy Link, because I'm actually not sure, so that could definitely be a downside. But even so, guys, I think you are getting a lot of bang for your buck here. This watch on wrist, it looks amazing. I know most of you guys like me, you wear watches because you like them, you want to enjoy them, and I promise on wrist you're going to enjoy this one, guys. I don't think you could get sick of looking at this watch. And not all you guys, you know, care to be complimented on your watch, although it does feel nice sometimes. I could almost guarantee you that if you walked in a room with this watch, that everyone in that room is going to notice it, because it actually stands out that much, guys. It just looks that amazing. But that's all I got for you guys today. Again, thank you for watching. If you guys aren't typical viewers of the channel, please do me that solid. Hit the subscription button, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, hit the bell icon. All those things help out the channel so much. They allow me to keep making awesome content for you guys, like the video I gave you guys today. And yeah, it helps out a lot, but subscribers definitely help out the most. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it so much. I'll catch you on the next one.